speaker is Brandon Marsh. Brandon describes himself as a bee, which is a bee geek. And tonight we're going to learn a few tricks of the beekeeping trade, especially a few that involve his nose and hopefully not his thumb. Please welcome Brandon. By the way, he wrote that pun. With, you smell that, Brandon Marsh.
Fellow Toastmasters, how many of you have ever been stung? Good. How many of you have ever been stung by a bee? Okay, there is a difference. The bee leaves behind a little stinger. The wasp just keeps stinging you until you get really annoyed with it or it kills you. One of the two. Now, many people, when they start getting into beekeeping, realize that they're allergic to bees. I was afraid I was going to be one of those people, because I really wanted to work with bees since I was a little kid. And I got stung 3 times in a row, and I started getting a little bit of an allergy going. Luckily, it went away. However, if you go online and read anything about bee stings, and you say, this gets really itchy a week after it happened, but it's not itchy before that or after that, what does that mean? Go to Google, and that means you're going to die. You have anaphylaxis at any time. Now let me tell you why I give you this warning of bees stinging. This is the most essential piece of beekeeping equipment. This is called a veil. And so you don't have to see me make ugly faces putting it on, because I will make really ugly faces. You can imagine my head in here. This keeps the bee out of your face. Now why is that important? I will tell you. Stings to your hands, to your arms, anywhere else, they hurt for a little while, a couple hours for me. Stings to your face, hurt for a week. Wear a veil. Mom always said wear a veil, right? Now, one of the downfalls of wearing a veil is you can't enjoy all the smells of a hive. A hive has many smells. Bees communicate through pheromones, through smells. And as humans, we can smell some of those. And it's really interesting to smell things as they're going on and adapt your behavior as you need to, because you smell something going on in the hive. I brought some of those items for you to smell. We'll hopefully get through everybody and see how this goes. Let's start with the first one that everybody loves. Honey. Has anyone ever smelled honey? Most people surprisingly have not. As humans, we don't tend to smell our food. We usually just stick it in our mouth and, it's sweet, tastes like honey. Honey actually has a smell to it. And those of you who are honey connoisseurs, who have actually smelled honey, know that every honey has a different flavor and a different smell. A lot of that flavor is derived from smell. This tastes unique. I can't describe what the flavor is. Those of you who were here for my last round of beekeeping advice got to sample this. Did it taste good? Yeah. Okay, good. Hard to describe the flavor though, isn't it? It's sweet and floral, but not flowery, but it tastes good. It tastes like honey. It tastes like something else. Well, let's get passing this around, because what's going to happen is someone's going to pass it to James. It wouldn't be Jesse. That would never happen. And he'll just, oops, and then James has to go home and get chased by a bear. Really awkward. Bees know the smell of honey as well. Whenever I extract honey, whenever I work with honey, if honey gets spilled, bees say, hey, there's honey somewhere around here. Where is it? And they come find me usually, and they find the honey. Interestingly, have any of you had mead, or know what mead is? Mead is honey beer, or beer made from honey, or alcoholic honey, whatever you want to call it. It's fermented honey. It's where you add water to this and intentionally make the honey spoil. Who here likes the flavor of mead? Yeah, are you weird like that? No one really does, from what I've found. However, bees are drawn to it like a magnet. I can have honey sitting over here, and if I have fermented honey sitting over here, they are all over the fermented honey. They love that stuff. I call it their little kegger party when they have their little bee party over there. Now here's something interesting. Beeswax. A lot of you know what beeswax looks like. You've seen it in the store. It's white, or a very faint yellow color. Has anyone ever seen raw beeswax? It's this color. I lost my little puck. I have a puck at home. I couldn't find it. It's this color. It's this dark color. Now this is called brood comb, not honeycomb. There's brood comb where they raise their baby bees. There's honeycomb where they store the honey. This is from brood comb. This has a smell to it. You'll get to smell it here in a second. I will warn you, about half the females who smell this do not like it. Guys, we don't really like or love it. From what I've experienced with everyone's passing it around, it kind of stinks, but a few females that I've had work with my bees are like, oh man, that stinks really bad. So I'll start with Vicky. Interestingly, that's a beeswax candle made up from 100% beeswax. It doesn't smell like that when you burn it. It smells like regular beeswax. Now the beeswax you get in the store, that's white and creamy, it's been bleached, it's been filtered, it's been processed. We don't know about that because it's just sold as beeswax, interestingly enough. This is a piece of honeycomb, where the honey goes. It's lighter. Again, I have a puck somewhere in my house. But this is what it looks like. This has its own unique smell. A smell that I love. Oh, my car smells like this right now. It is great. I'll pass this around as well. We'll see if Vicky likes this one. If the wax breaks on that one, no biggie. It's been frozen to preserve it for next year. There is a little honey in there as well. It's well preserved. So those are the interesting smells of the parts of the hive. One final interesting thing. I'll segue shortly and say this is called a mite board, and I talked last time about these little things that are like ticks and attack the mites. There are the little black dots on here if you want to see what they look like, but I brought this more for smell. Nothing on here is going to be gross. It's cooking spray, just cooking oil sprayed on here to trap the bees, or not the bees, the mites. But the smell of this is what the current smell of the hive is. Now why is that important? Well, we just had rabbit brush broom. You guys know what rabbit brush is? It is a brush that grows in the hills. It's a really kind of ugly green color and has yellow flowers. And it's just finishing up its bloom now that it's freezing. You won't see much of it, but you'll see a few clumps here and there. That is what the bees feast on for their fall float. It stinks. When you open up the hive, it smells like gym socks. I kid you not. It is recommended by beekeepers in this area that we do not keep that honey. That honey gets to stay with bees and we harvest everything else. So they have their rabbit brush honey that they can just enjoy. It smells a little bit in here. It's not super strong. So this one won't knock your socks off, or your gym socks in that case. Now there's one final smell that is important in a beekeeper's life. We have the smells of the hive, and then we have the alarm pheromone. Alarm pheromone is released when bees, the guard bees in particular, are excited. They say, you're in my house. Hey everybody, there's someone in my house. They send out this alarm pheromone. It smells like bananas. If you'd like to smell it, stop by my hive sometime in the spring or summer. We can go out and poke the bees, see what happens. But it smells like bananas in a very weird way. You know how if you have a bunch of bananas sitting out on the counter and they start getting ripe, and then you kind of forget about them, and then you're in your kitchen one day and you just get a waft of that, this banana is about to go to banana bread heaven? That's what it smells like coming from a bee. And that's when you know it's time to pack up, close up the hive as quickly as possible, and get out. Now, smells in a beehive, that is how a lot of apiarists, beekeepers, beaks, whatever you want to call us, that's how we work. That's how we know our hive is working. These bees live in the dark 24/7. They work 24/7. They don't take much of a break. Hopefully, we can enjoy the benefits that they bring, such as honey and the beeswax, and enjoy the smells as well.